More signs of disarray within the Democratic Party this morning. After last week's state convention in Nevada, Bernie Sanders supporters turned violent, some of them protesting, throwing chairs as they fought over delegates. It got so bad, the state's Democratic chair got death threats. Here's one.
I just wanted to let you know that I think people like you should be hung in a public execution to show this world that we won't stand for this sort of corruption.
You're a fascist. Fascist.
Hey, I was interested in your dictatorship. Just had a few questions regarding how I need to vote for the dictator in November, Hillary.
Hillary the dictator. Now, some Democratic Party leaders who are for Hillary are proposing new rules for future conventions, including rules that would prevent protesting. Here to weigh in, former Hillary Clinton campaign advisor and Fox News contributor Jamu Green. Jamu, it's good to see you this morning.
Good morning, Tucker.
So wouldn't the Democratic Party be on the side of people expressing their opinion? Here you have the Hillary-focused establishment trying to squelch free expression on behalf of Bernie. What do you think of that?
No, not at all. I think it comes down to making sure that all voices are heard. I've been on the other side of this. In 2008, I was shouted off of convention stages as a supporter for Hillary, but ultimately the party came together and we all backed President Obama. These new rule changes are about making sure that everyone's voice is heard, that everyone has an understanding of what the rules are, what they are in place, and if there are going to be any changes, that they get a heads up. There are a lot of new voters coming into this process. That is good for Democrats. As they come into this process, it's up to us as a party to make sure they understand the rules and that there are opportunities for their voices to be heard.
It's so funny, though. I mean, I'm sure you catch the irony of the idea that all voices must be heard. On college campuses, only one set of voices are heard. When conservatives try to speak, they're shouted down. Liberals never say anything. They support it, of course. And yet, when it's a threat to Hillary Clinton, all of a sudden, everyone's got to shut up and obey. Do you see the irony there?
Well, I disagree with the premise. I think college campuses should remain free spaces of discussion, and
but
there
they're
should
not,
be.
and you know that. And
well,
so, but why aren't
young
liberals
people
standing
are
up and
more
saying, stop shouting
Tucker.
down? Right, that's fine. But they should allow other voices to be heard, no? Where are liberals when conservative speakers are shouted off the stage? Why aren't they standing up for those speakers as they are for Hillary now?
Well, I think progressives have stood up for free speech in a leadership role for quite some time, but when it comes down to these new convention rules, you need to be able to make sure that if you're speaking for Senator Sanders, that you can be heard. If you're speaking for Hillary Clinton, that you can be heard as well.
I'm for that.
And ultimately, both sides are going to come together.
So, but the idea that Bernie Sanders, who in some states is getting over 90% of the vote of people under 30, he is the future of your party for sure, is a sore loser because he hasn't gotten out when Hillary in 2008 didn't get out until June. That's a little much, no? I mean, well, why doesn't he have a right to continue running?
I think if you compare the two, certainly none of the Clinton campaign and none of her surrogates are asking him to get out of the race. What we're looking at, though, is how he's escalating the conversation of division when we should be moving together. And so that's a little bit concerning, but I think ultimately the passion, the energy, that 90% number you quoted, these new voters, this is good for Democrats. It's good for our ultimate nominee. I certainly believe that nominee will be Hillary Clinton.
It's good for Hillary that she can't put away a 74-year-old socialist from Vermont.
Well, I mean, why I'm not going to comment on his age.
No, but
look at the passion he's brought in, but it is on him. He does not want to come across as a sore loser. He could be starting to teeter on that edge when he looks like he's escalating these issues versus trying to be a uniter. But we have a lot of time for him to do that.
Well, I agree with you, but it's very
inconvenient
when people have sincere beliefs rather than just a sense that they're entitled to be president. I agree. Jamu Green, great to see you this morning.
Thanks, Tucker.